Hi, Rod Kane here at the Washington Grand Company. And today I want to talk to you a little bit more about my favorite ancient medieval miniatures war game, Triumph. It's been a little while since I made a video, so I've got a few things to catch everybody up on, and that's why I'm doing this one. First thing I want to mention, if you haven't already seen it yet, battle cards. So battle cards, we've talked about them in the past, so people have an idea of what they are. These are on the Meshwesh armies as special abilities that certain armies can purchase or utilize depending on the army. And the PDF for the more extensive rules for the battle cards is now available. This is a free download. Go to the Washington Grand site, and on that site you can download the battle card PDF. Someday in the future we hope to have this published in a little shinier version, but for now it's available for everybody who's got the rules. Go get the battle card supplement, especially if you're using an army that has battle cards. Another important thing, a lot of people have been asking about the fantasy armies. So yes, there really is a fantasy Triumph rulebook. It is in rough draft form. It's in playtest. We do have this out around the world to select Triumph players who are playtesting the rules for us. That's if you're a member of the Triumph Centurion program, and if you are, you know who you are. And the Centurions are out playtesting this amongst their groups, trying out the rules, and giving us feedback. As I mentioned in previous videos, what is Fantasy Triumph? Essentially, Fantasy Triumph is a series of battle cards with a few new special rules that allow you to take the historical troop types from Triumph and create your favorite fantasy army. The supplement's about 75 pages in its current form right now, so there's quite a bit of material in here. And we feel it's a really good way to make that fantasy army out of your historical one. So, for example, you take your existing troop types like your Horde, turn them into Skeleton Horde. You can run them straight up, or you can add some abilities from the Fantasy Triumph rulebook. For example, this particular Horde unit I'm running, I'm going to plan on running this as a Regenerate, which means that they can come back onto the board if they're destroyed if I spend command points, which of course costs some points. And they're also going to be Fierce or Stupid, which means they're going to continually follow up in combat whenever they win, to keep them engaged in combat, and that actually subtracts some points from the unit. So that's how Fantasy Triumph works. There's a new movement structure in Fantasy Triumph called Flying, and there's another one called Up, which you'll learn more about as we get further along. And then we also have the ability to put heroes on the table, special powered abilities that will influence the battle, and spell casting. So for example, this will be a spell casting stand which will have the ability to cast a ranged attack. So Fantasy Triumph, very exciting. Lots of people play testing it right now. I hope we can get it out to the general public sometime in the not too distant future. But at the upcoming conventions, you're going to have an opportunity to play this. So if you join us at a convention, we will be playing Fantasy Triumph, at least at some of the demos as well as some of the big battles. So that's a quick update on some of the things that we've just come out with for Triumph. And I hope that you've had a chance to play the game and provide feedback. Go out on the forum, watch the other videos for questions, and we look forward to seeing you at an upcoming convention.